Okay. Good evening, everybody. Glad to see all of you tonight. Come be a part of your board of commissioners where we take care of the business for our county. We are just a tad late, but thank you for your patience. At this time, we're going to begin by calling our meeting to order. I want you to know that when we meet for purpose, and that is purpose of taking care of the business of our county. We do have a mission statement. We do have a vision statement that's on the wall behind me that we follow because we want you to know that what we do is mission driven for what this county needs, vision because of what we know it'll need for the future. So here again tonight, we do thank you for coming and being a part of us. To begin this, let's have a moment of silence. This is Thanksgiving season. Okay, at this time, if you would, please stand with us as we have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Board members, we do have before us our agenda for tonight. We do note that there is a few things that we need to add tonight to the agenda. I'm going to ask our attorney at this time to give us those items that we need to add first, and then we'll note if there are any other that you need to add, anything that you need to eliminate. Yeah.
Board members, a proposed addition to the consent agenda would be the approval of the board meeting minutes that you have before you for January through April of 2023. And in addition, a new tab 11 would be the reconvening of the Board of Equalization and Review.
Okay. Is there anything that's need to be added or deleted from the agenda?
Mr. Chairman, I move approve the agenda with the aforementioned 2 items being added.
Have a second?
Second.
Moving properly second that we adopt the agenda as given to us by our attorney. Are there any questions, any discussion? If not, all in favor, let it be known by usual sign aye.
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 Aye, ayes have it. And it is passed. At this time, we do note that we do have conflict of interest. Conflict of interest. Attorney, will you please read conflict of interest?
Yes, sir. In accordance with the rules of procedure adopted by this board in section 153A-44 of the North Carolina General Statutes, it is the duty of every member present to vote on all matters coming before the board unless there is a conflict of interest as determined by the board or by law. Does any board member have a conflict of interest with respect to any agenda item coming before the board today? If so, please identify the conflict and the board will consider the matter.
Well, members, do you have a conflict?
No conflict, Mr. Chairman.
No conflict.
No conflict, Faulkner.
Thank you. No conflict, and then we shall continue with our agenda as given. The first thing that we want to note is that we have a consent agenda. On this consent agenda, are all the items that we discussed at our last meeting. I'm asking at this time, is there anything on this consent agenda that need to be pulled at this time? We had a full discussion of all the things, this consent agenda. And if not, I'll entertain a motion at this time that we would adopt we would approve the consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
Moving proper second that we approve the consent agenda. Any questions and discussion? If not, all in favor, let be known by the usual sign aye.
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 Ayes have it. Motion is carried. This time we do note that we have on our agenda the minutes of approval. It's given to us.
It was added to the consent agenda.
Okay, it was already there. Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you. Okay, at this time, I do have take upon the privilege to ask our county manager to do an introduction for us right now.
I just want to quickly recognize and introduce our new Veteran Service Officer, Mr. Richard Pate. He comes to us from the Department of Homeland Security. Has a wealth of government experience. And if you can just give us just a quick summary. I couldn't do justice to your background, so.
Yes.
Can he come to the microphone because we can't hear him?
Yeah.
Mr. Phillips did make me promise not to pontificate too much. But I'm glad at this opportunity. I kind of stumbled onto it, did not know we had a vacancy and found that out dealing with some stuff in the government itself. And I do thank Mr. Phillips, Mr. Robertson for promoting my name up the list there for this job. I am retired from the United States Army out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina back in '95. I did a little private sector, then I went to work for the federal government doing financial crimes investigations and was there on 9/11. We did the money trace on the Bin Laden group after 9/11. And then I was asked to come over and help stand up TSA and was part of TSA until I retired this past December, which is part of Homeland Security. I'm a disabled veteran myself, and veterans benefits, veterans advocacy is something that's near and dear to my heart. So I'm looking forward to the job, and I
Yes.
appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service. Appreciate you being here, Mr. Pratt.
Thank you very much.
The
Yes.
commission want to thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
It's in your application. We want to work with us in Northampton County.
Thank you.
Thank your wife for having him come.
Absolutely.
From Northampton.
Thank you.
Northampton.
So 84 Ram back there. 1984 Ram back there.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, we have citizens' comments. Do you have any, okay. No citizens comment at this time? Okay, we shall move forward. Health Department have something to bring before us.
Good evening, Chairman Tyner and the rest of the board members and all the citizens tonight. I come to you with 5 items. I'm going to try to go through these fairly quickly, please. Let me know if you have any questions. The first is a decision paper that you received in your packet for board reappointments to the Board of Health effective January the 1st, 2024. The terms of Dr. Raven Deloach and Dr. Hannah Parker will expire on December the 31st of this year. Board of Health members may serve 3 consecutive 3-year terms, and if no replacement is available for mandated discipline, a representative can serve more than 3 consecutive terms. The Board of Health voted in regular session on November the 14th to recommend Dr. Deloach, who is serving as our physician representative, and Dr. Parker serving as our veterinarian representative for reappointment to become effective January the 1st for your approval.
Thank you. Board members, you wanna take these one at a time, or you want her to? What's your pleasure?
Okay, hear them all. I'm
Okay.
fine with that.
Continue.
Yes.
Okay. The next is for an appointment to the Board of Health, they're replacing a resigned member effective January the 1st. Ms. Wanda Fly was serving as public member representative, gave notice of her resignation as a member of the Board of Health in regular session on September the 12th, effective immediately. And Ms. Fly began her second 3-year term in January of this year. Ms. Fly nominated Ms. Dawn Daly Mack for appointment to the public member seat in regular session on September the 12th. We did receive her application from Ms. Atia, and the Board of Health voted in regular session on November the 14th to recommend Ms. Daly Mack for appointment to become effective January the 1st upon approval of the commissioners.
Thank you so much. Thank you for following the procedure that we have. Thank you. Yes.
If I may interject. So Ms. Vick, the rest of your matters are contracts, right?
Yes.
So board members, I would recommend that you take a vote when it comes to the reappointment and the appointment to the Board of Health, and then separate votes on the 3 contracts that are coming.
Thank you, Attorney. You've heard the recommendations from the Health Director and heard the advice of our attorney. What is your pleasure, board members?
I make a motion that we approve the recommendations coming from our Director of Health.
Second.
Moved and proper second, that we appoint those 2 persons, names were given to us as to the Department of Health. Health. Are there any questions? Discussion? All in favor, let know by usual sign aye.
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 Hi, Faulkner.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you so much. Congratulations to those. I think it's 3 of them, 2 of them reappointed and 1 new.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
The next is a decision paper for a contract with Valley Rehab Services, who we are currently contracting with for our physical therapy services with our home health department. And they are asking for a 3% increase. I believe in your packet, it shows the service, previous rate, and then the updated rate with that reflection of the 3% raise. And the update rates were presented to and approved by the Board of Health at the September 12th, 2023 session. And they are our sole provider for physical therapy services.
All right, continue on. This done.
Separate.
We'll do each one of those separate.
Yes, I think.
Okay, board members. Aaron says we need to do those separate, so let's do them. All right, what is your pleasure?
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of the rates as presented by the Health Department Director for Valley Rehab Services Incorporated.
Second,
Second.
with proper second. We would approve the rates increase as given to us by our Director of Health. Any questions, any discussion? If not, all in favor, let know by you sign aye.
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 Hi, Faulkner.
That motion is carried. Thank you. Continue.
The next in your packet is a decision paper for a contract or service agreement with Zix Secure Cloud Portal Service license. And this service will be used to encrypt our health department's email communication. This is the preferred communication with our state consultants at the state level. And it's a recommendation that we have gotten recently from our Department of Health and Human Services state consultants. We'll be able to communicate through encrypted emails within the state with the state consultants for the health department's chart audits, which will allow us to share that PHI, that private health information. The service will also benefit the health department's billing service with claims. We'll be able to send information via encrypted emails without the possibility of patient information being compromised. This is also the preferred method of communication with the Director of Cost Reporting and Financial Consulting Services for our Medicaid cost settlement due to the nature of the PHI that must be shared. And this service agreement is for 3 licenses for 1 year, so it's $100 per license per year. And then the Board of Health reviewed and approved this service at the November 14th session.
Board members, we've heard from our Director. What is your pleasure?
Make a motion.
Okay, could I have a second?
Second.
Moving proper second, and we would approve this agreement for licenses. Are there any questions, any discussion? Not, all in favor, let nobody use your sign aye.
I Faulkner.
Aye.
Aye.
Let's have it, motion is carried. Continue on.
The last thing that I have to bring tonight is our Carolina Complete Health Inc. amendment. It wasn't too long ago that I came before you to bring a contract with Carolina Complete Health, who is a provider-led health plan established to deliver Medicaid managed care in North Carolina for the Taylor plans. Since we became an AMH3, which is an advanced medical home, Tier 3 status, we are able to provide case management services to these Medicaid plans now. With doing that, the state will reimburse us at a rate. And this plan is for a reimbursement rate of $10.17 per member per month, which is the suggested state rate. This was also reviewed and approved by the Board of Health on November the 14th session.
Board members, what is your pleasure?
Chairman, I move approval of the Carolina Complete Health Incorporated Amendment.
Second. Move to properly second. We'll approve this amendment. We'll approve this management contract. Are there any questions, any discussion? Not, all in favor, let no by usual sign aye.
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 I Faulkner.
Ayes have it, motion is carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, and it's probably too late to ask it.
Okay.
But out of all of these amendments, these funds are in your budget.
Oh, yes. Well, with this one, this is
I
not.
know.
Yes, the ones that, yes, sir. And I will tell you too, this is only the first, the Carolina Complete, this is the first one out. We'll be coming with all the PHPs soon to
Okay,
these amendments. So
no problem.
it will bring revenue into the county.
No problem, no problem. I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, we do have it in our budget for those services.
Okay.
Yes.
When it doesn't, you still let us know too. Health is important.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, agreement between Northampton County and the NC 911 board.
Good evening, Commissioner Tyner and other board members in front of me. What you have in front of you is the contract that I forwarded to IT, which you also forwarded to the county attorney. What it is that I applied for a fiscal grant to get our radios replaced, which became obsolete in 2018. So here we are 5 years later, they need to be replaced. I'm already having trouble with one of them. The total cost to get them replaced is $678,488.45. The 911 board granted me $438,263.97. I would need $240,224.48 to get the whole replaced. So the 911 board would need Northampton County to come and agree and contract with them to get them replaced, because I will probably eventually have to come get some funds from the county. So I will need the county to come in agreement, the 911 board contract.
Well, if you got a question, we need to ask her. Look, this might cost us a few dollars. Is what it sounds like. She's trying to be real modest about it, but it look like it might cost us a few dollars. County manager, you having problems? We having problems? Okay. We try to put in our budget enough money for these kinds of emergencies that I know our county manager can be.
I do have an opportunity to get funding reconsideration, which is $180,000, but it is not guaranteed. So eventually I may need $180,000 plus the $60,000 from the county, which is the whole $240,000.
Well, also work with the county manager. He'll make sure you get with you. Do we need to approve this? We need to approve this 911 advancement, talking about the radios.
So this is a grant, right, Ms. Ransom?
Yes, I applied for the grant and I was awarded the all but the $240,000.
That's awesome. Thank you.
That's great.
Chair, I move approval of the grant is presented by Ms. Ransom, the Communications Director.
Okay. I have a second.
Second.
Moving proper second. We approve this grant, approve the amount of money that she will need for the radios that she needs to have for emergency, for 911. Are there any questions? More questions? Yes.
I could hear the numbers, but I guess it kind of got muffled a little bit. So are we saying that we're approving the receipt of the grant?
Yes.
We're authorizing the matching necessary funds at this time? Is that what we're saying? Where would those funds, are we saying where those funds are going to be coming from?
I may have to the agreement is because I may have to come back to the county and get the rest of the funds. I do have an opportunity to go to the 911 board to get a funding reconsideration of 180,000, which leaves 60,000 that I may have to come back to the county and get 60,000, or I may have to come back to the county and get the whole 240,000. But I have to, Northampton County has to be in agreement with the 911 board in case I have to come back and get the whole total amount of funds.
And that's my question.
We have more than enough in our emergency fund balance, which we did budget.
Right, that's what I was asking, like where are we saying those funds are going to come from? If we have to sign on to this grant at this time, where are we authorizing those funds?
I'm going to do my best to try to get most of the money from the 911 board to keep the county from footing the whole bill.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. But number one is safety.
Right.
I mean, make no bones about it with me. Number one is safety. Whatever we need to do to get it, we gotta have it. Okay? Okay. All right? Okay. So at this time, is there any other question? All in favor? Let it be known by the usual sign. Aye.
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 Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Continue to work. This is the second person I've had tonight to come to say they're working to get money brought into the county. I just want to commend you all for doing that.
Amen.
We don't have to use our money unless we just got to.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
There's no question about you all working hard to make sure that you bring to Northampton County what it needs for the safety of our citizens.
Thank
I
you.
want to commend you for, tell your staff, we said thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. At this time, we're gonna have the county manager comments at this time.
Just a few comments, just some updates. I could read my own handwriting here. We did meet on last Friday to execute the contracts for the annex building with Rural Development, USDA. So that they can obligate the $5 million to the county. So that was done on last Friday. The electrical release was sent to Dominion Power on November 16th. And that's for the countywide cameras. So that project looks like it's been a long time coming, but it looks like it's about to close out. The only part that's left now is Dominion has some transformers that they will have to install on a few of those cameras. And once that's done, I guess they'll get with Major Harmon and give them the green light and turn the power on. But they will update Major Harmon. He's been pretty good with updating me on where they're at on that project. The audit for 22, I did talk to the auditors on Friday afternoon, and Mr. Thomas Allen Thompson He told me that the 2022 audit is being written. They're gonna get it to us, and also that we are going to, from his mouth, we're gonna be a priority to get that 2023 audit done sometime in December, not done in December, but at least started in December, which is a good thing. So we're looking to get those out of the way. But we're ready for them. We pretty much have our books ready for them to come in and do site audits. We're just doing a few minor tweaks here and there. There will be a early release on this Wednesday. All county offices will be closed at 12 noon. That's just for the holidays, keeping in tradition with what we've done in years past. And playing Santa Claus, the annual bonuses, Christmas bonus or holiday bonuses for all full-time staff and all part-time permanent staff. There will be a $200 bonus that will be issued on the December 15th paycheck. And that is budgeted. And then on January 1 of 2024, the COLA increase goes into effect. That's a 3% increase for all full-time and permanent part-time employees. That's all I have for tonight.
That's enough to get employees some money. That sounds real good to me. If I was on the other side, I'll be happy. That's tough. But I'm gonna get Christmas and then come back. You're gonna get another 3%. Never enough now. Remember, don't give me, it's never enough. But I'll do, we are thankful that we're able to do that. Okay, at this time, we're gonna ask Commissioner Edwards, do you have any comments you'd like to make at this time?
Just quickly, Mr. Chairman, I want to say good evening to everyone. Thank you all for coming out. And we just had want to thank the Northampton Memorial Library for having a veteran celebration last on Veterans Week, and we had a good time with our veterans here in Northampton County, where we paid honor to all those who have served, and also wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Fulton?
I'm just wishing everyone a safe holiday with their family. Remember those that are less fortunate. There are several churches and community organizations that are offering food and meals during this time. And we hope that those that are in need are able to reach those services.
How about
Thank everybody for coming out and participating tonight, and wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and be careful if you're traveling over the holidays. A lot of people be out and about this year. So have a nice holiday.
Thank you. Half of Northampton County Commissioners want to say to all, we hope you a great holiday. We also want you to know that we are working real hard on two things in particular. This past week, we worked on phase 6 water. We want to make sure that this is up and running. Also, our county manager said that we signed the papers. All is completed for the annex for the courthouse building. We are excited about Northampton County and the kinds of things that it's got going on. And I want you all to know that if anybody ought to be on that, I'm not, I think I'm at church, anybody ought to be thanking the good Lord. Northampton County ought to be thanking the good Lord, because we receive so much funding for the necessary things we need in Northampton County.
That's right.
There's no question about it. The good Lord has smiled upon us, have given us some opportunity. Our board members, I'd like to take this opportunity to ask our county manager to do something for us. County manager, will you bring to us at our next meeting phase 6 water? 4 years we've been working on it. We still don't have any water. We need some concrete from that contract. Because what we learned this past week, he have not even gone to Raleigh with the report that he needs to go to Raleigh to get their approval. Also, I want you to know there are some other roads we have included. Citizens that come to us and say they needed water. County Manager, I want you to please, for our contractor that we presently have that's taken 4 years to do what he's done, we need to get some timeline. If he can go down those roads, Selvin Road and one that I know, and there's some others, you know what they are. If he can't, we have another engineer of record from Rocky Mountain. If he can't do it, then let's move to get someone who will move to get us approved for water. County people, money is not our problem for water. The problem is the engineers. I want everybody to understand, money is not our problem for water, for rural water. We have $4 million given to us for phase 6 water. 4.9, yes. Some I saw said 9, says 5 on it, but I'll go with 4.9. Okay. And we haven't touched it. 4 years it's been there, and I fought to get that money for Northampton County. And we still haven't put a shovel in the ground. County Manager, if you don't mind, if the Board of Commissioners would uphold this recommendation I'm making to our county manager. Put this on the front burner, okay? And if that contractor can't do it, there's another one who can. Okay, and let's get it done. This is really, I want the citizens to know, this is really getting on my very last nerve, because I'm about getting things done, and there's no reason for us not having this. It'd be one thing if we didn't have the money, but we have the money. So why can't we get it done? I'm asking our county manager, please work on getting it done so that our citizens can have water. All those in phase 6, all those who are outside of phase 6, let's get it done. And I do want you to know that they're working on the sewer system going up to the western end of the county. If you don't watch, we had the sewer system before we had water. That's just not right. And then we just started on that 8 months ago. And they plan to let bid sometime in December, January for the sewer system. And for the water, I know I'm beating a dead horse to death, but I got to beat it. For the water, we've had it there for 4 years, and we haven't moved on it. And I don't understand.
Sense of urgency. Yes, sir.
That's what it is. Mount Zion Road is taking too long for Mount Zion Road. Those folks been without water, can't wash their hands, can't even go to church there with water.
Right.
That's too long. And this board authorized them to go on and do it. We have the money to do it. And it's just not right that folks put us last and don't care nothing about us. But that's okay.
She had a question.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
On that Friday night, we had a Christmas on the square, downtown Rich Square.
Okay.
We had a warm salad, hot chocolate. We had Christmas caroling going on, and different cats in the area praying for different things.
Okay.
And we invite y'all to come on.
Will do.
Us and
Will do.
November 30th, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
I have one more thing.
Yes, sir, Mr.
Thank you for that invitation. I just want to, we had a great ribbon cutting ceremony in Garysburg. Want to pay honor to Mayor Bell and his town council. Had a health and wellness center open at Garysburg Elementary School. Wonderful, well attended, and we're looking at getting some health and wellness done right there in Garysburg, North Carolina, with the thankfulness of the town council of Garysburg and Mayor Roy Bell. It was a great time.
Let me add to that. I was here when this past week, center here in Jackson, when we celebrated with all the senior citizens. I thought it was just excellent. The more senior citizens I've ever seen one place in Northampton County. I think that was just excellent. The kinds of information that was given to senior citizens were just out of sight. What I saw at the Wellness Center was Northampton County coming together with the resources we have and letting people be a part of it, sharing with people. They left there with taking blood pressure. They were doing all kinds of health things with senior citizens. They were also giving them information about savings account, everything, anything you name, they had it there. And at the end, they were giving some white potatoes and some sweet potatoes. I guess some of y'all call them iced potatoes, but we call them white potatoes. Okay, but at any rate, that was just great. And county manager, that department need to be commended for putting that together the way it was put together. It was just great. It was, I may be out of sight. And everybody, and I went there and to enjoy it like everybody else. And what they was telling me was water, water, water. They were saying, where is my water? Where is my water?
Amen.
Okay?
Fair question.
Thank you. Yes. Any other commission? You have any else? Commissioner Faulkner, any other remarks?
Not so much related to the business of the county, but I would just like to recognize the wonderful program that was put on at the Creasy Center a couple of weekends ago. Adult focused activities with they had a little dance, but before the dance, it was a talent show to showcase a lot of the talents of the community members. From, I think it was a young man who was dancing, but most of them were adults. And it was great just to have that opportunity there at the center for people to be able to come together and celebrate, just celebrate one another.
I passed by there and saw the cars up there. So what in the world going on? I didn't stop. I didn't know. But when we have those kinds of activities all across the county, please let us know. Please send an announcement to our to the clerk of to our clerk, so the clerk can feed us that information. We know all of us can't attend everything, but maybe some of us can attend some of it. So we ask you to let us know and keep us informed, because all of us working together can do a whole lot better job than us working apart. Anything else? If not, I'm going to adjourn our regular meeting. We're going into now our equalization. Board of Equalization and Review. Well, members, you have the information at hand. And tonight, we need to look at all of those that have come before us. And we've had them to give us all the information. We've heard from our people. We hear from our appraisers. We've heard from those individual people. Do you want to do them individually, or you want to do them collectively? You need to do them individually. Okay, we do them individually. Okay, who has that list? Cause I
I do.
okay, will you?
want me?
Yeah.
because it may be a little cumbersome, I'm happy to raise each parcel number and recite, what the tax assessor's recommended value is. And if I have it, what the, appealing party, the homeowner, what their opinion of value is, if we have it. And then the Board of Equalization and Review must determine and take a vote on what the actual assessed value of this property is. So you have to have a vote on the actual value amount.
We're ready. Let's go to
Okay.
the first.
All right. I'm pulling it up on my computer as we go
Okay.
to make sure I don't misstate anything. The first parcel I have is parcel 01053441. The homeowners are Michael and Patricia Kunk, KUNC trustees. The total assessed value for this parcel is $325,000. Bear with me.
I had kind of what you.
And I'm sorry, and the taxpayer thought that the value should fall somewhere between 193,000 and 325,000. I'm happy to give more detail if the board wishes to have it.
Board members, not all night. What we
All
gonna?
right.
Okay.
I made myself some notes.
Okay.
The one right beside it, that's the one that's almost on a point, but not exactly. The one right beside it is 325 also, but it has the full view of the lake. This one has more of a view of the cove. So I felt like the person had a point that maybe they shouldn't be quite as high as the adjacent lot, but I don't think this is low as they won't either. I was kind of thinking along the lines of in the Parsons summary, they said the adjacent lot on the opposite side was 265. And so they're between a 265 and a 325.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of thinking split the difference. It would be a 295, 300, something in that range. But that's just my thoughts.
I concur. I said that right at 290 to 300,000. That's what I was thinking when I reviewed this, just because.
And what did I'm sorry, but what did I say? What did
The assessor was at 325.
Yeah. She was assessing the same as the lot that faces the lake, and this one doesn't really face the lake, but it's close to being on the point. So I kind of think it's sort of in between the lot on either side of it, sort of would be more reasonable.
I'm sorry, I didn't. So your 29.
I was saying 295, man.
Okay, that's yeah, $30,000 less than the
The
assessors.
is quite a bit more than he was wanting, but he's he dreamed.
Which again,
Okay.
that we're discussing the acreage between the parcel in question and the property across. What is the comparison of the acreage?
Let's see.
And do they have equal developed comparison of the land.
His is just a lot. And the one on the point has got a home on it, but the value of the lot was the same. I don't have the acreage for that one, for the adjacent. In the picture, it looks about the same. The one on the other side, this lower value is a little smaller, but I don't have the acreage on those.
His is 0.79.
Here's a 0.79. All that the Parsons sheet said was the lot on one side and was 265 and the lot on the other side was 325, but it doesn't give the acreage of the two lots. We're just looking at the picture. The 265 is smaller, the 325 is about the same.
If you did a comparison, how was the comparison?
They were kind of all over the place. Yeah, some recent sales summaries that range anywhere from 150 to 400.
Oh, yeah. Now, when we make our recommendation, if it's not according to what our assessor has, we must give an explanation, am I right?
No, it's
No.
just an opinion of value based on the evidence before you. And then the taxpayers receive notice of this board's determination. And then they have 30 days to appeal to the Property Tax Commission in Raleigh. You do not have to explain your decision.
No.
You just have to render a decision.
Board members, you've heard from our commissioner here who's thorough and thorough for us. He's done his homework here. What is your pleasure? Mr. Hills, all in your different.
Yes, yeah, I could, like I stated, I can agree with, what Commissioner Martin was saying, right at, because when I reviewed it, 295, 300,000, 295.
Commissioner Faulkner,
I concur.
okay? Could we have a motion on that? Mr. Martin?
I make a motion that we assess it at 295,000.
Second.
We proper second, and we assess this as 295,000. Any question? Marks, not, all in favor, let known by you sign aye.
Aye.
I-
Ayes have it, motion's carried. All right, next one.
If Mr. Martin, if you've made notes, you can, which one do you prefer? I don't have a preference.
I don't. The next one I had in my pile, which just happened to be how they got stacked up, was the Deloach.
Okay, the Deloach, the next one is the Deloach map file. That is parcel 0305250. This is a residence located on Doolittle Mill Road in Conway. The our assessor's value is at $441,029. Again, 441,029. I do not have in front of me. Mr. Martin, do you know what the taxpayer, what their argument was? This was one of the first ones
Yeah.
this board heard.
They had some similar homes that they had quoted that were less. Of course, theirs is brand new. Theirs was just built in 2020.
Yep.
So that, I don't know that you could no more homes that get built in our county. I don't know if you can have a whole lot of actual current comparisons of a brand new home like that. But what I was looking at was in the Parsons thing, they had an independent appraisal of $412,995.
They did.
Yeah, that somebody had done. I don't know who did it, but it's in her one of her comparisons. And I was thinking,
What did
if
she?
that's the case, why are we at 441?
Right.
I don't know. In the original documents. On her sheet that she called cost approach comparison, she listed the independent appraisal at $412,995. I was kind of thinking,
Well,
that with the, since that was an actual appraisal.
with
Okay, I see it now.
Because they said it's just too high.
That's what I think.
The appraisal is just too high.
Yeah. I
Right.
think that independent appraisal was probably more in line with reality. I think when they built it, they had an appraisal of 405
Mm-hmm.
themselves. So
Right.
that's not far off.
Right. Because it was at 537,909.
It was at 537 and they brought it down to 441.
441.
I still think that's kind of high.
I think that's
It's out there in the country and near Milwaukee.
you know.
Yeah,
That's my neck of the woods. All right.
They're asking it.
If they got the independent appraisal, I gotta go with the independent appraisal likewise. I think that's what we've said to all of them. Fast, add another appraiser, bring it to us, we will, we will consider it. I like to recommend that we go with the 412,995. Someone else? Someone else?
I'll make a motion of 412,995.
Second.
We move proper second, and we will go with this appraisal of 494.
$412,995.
Any question? All in favor, let it know by you sign aye.
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 I thought, no.
I've had motion. All right, continue on.
What's next in your file?
And- come on.
Let me see. Next one I had in my pile was one of the Dollar Generals. Let me see.
Okay.
Which one is this one?
Mhm.
Gaston.
Mhm.
What's the parcel number?
Let's see.
We have,
1-10566.
okay.
Okay.
Parcel 01-010566. This is at 219 Lawrenceville Road in Gaston. Our assessors value is at $1,268,708. So $1,268,708.
Did they bring us in? What did they bring?
Well, the taxpayer had a representative on all three of these, and he was getting into, if I remember I don't even remember. But they did not present an independent appraisal.
No, they just had all these opinions.
Rent rolls
Rent
and-
rolls, which I don't really, I don't know much about that. What I did on this one personally, I looked at the sales approach summary, which had an average square footage of 151.12, and I applied that to their square footage and came out with a little bit less than they had. I had 1,257,318, just slightly cheaper than what the assessor had come up with. And I use that same approach to all three of the Dollar Generals. And on the other two,
Thank you.
if you use that approach, on the other two, then they're okay actually come out a little more than what the county had on those two. So basically, when I use that approach, two of them, there would be no change, and one of them, there would be a slight change of about $11,000.
How much?
Or about $11,000. It would be slightly cheaper, but that was just, I applied the same approach to all three of them. They used the same sales as comparisons for all of them. They had various store sales of similar sizes, anywhere from 8,400 square feet to 10,640 square feet. And it came out to an average square foot price of $151.12. And I just kind of applied that same logic to all three of them. And doing that, two of them came out where they would act, they're actually a little more than what the county had assessed on those two. So I say no change. And then the other one, if you did anything, it's not much, but it's $11,000 and some change. I don't feel strongly one way or the other about that one. They're all fairly close.
Can we keep them just as we got?
Yeah, I'm not opposed to, because using that approach, the other two came out a little cheaper, so I don't have a problem with personally keeping all three of them the same.
Keep them there.
I don't have,
Okay,
I don't have an issue with that.
so we have a motion on that?
Would you like, since these appeals were all made together, would it be, you want to make
Motions are all.
all three
Right.
and
Stay the same.
would say we will follow the assessor's recommendation? So this will be, the other two parcels for the record would be parcel 06-05030 and parcel 01-10566.
Motion,
Make a motion, we go with the county assessors rates on those three.
Second.
moving proper second, we go with county assessment rate on those three stores of property. Any questions? All in favor, let know by you just sign aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Have it. Motion is carried. Next one.
That's it.
Okay, they were the two we just heard the other night.
Yes.
Correct.
One I have is easy, the one that didn't even show up.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I would say go with the county's recommendation.
So this would be on the
The
Conrad
mock.
Mock Senior parcel 01040880, and the assessor's value is $1,333,616.
Motion. Motion,
So move.
second,
Second.
proper second, and we will use our assessor evaluation on that properties. Any questions, any discussion? Not all in favor, then known by usual sign aye.
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 I thought,
Aye. Ayes have it, motion is carried.
Okay, so the final one we have tonight, board members, is parcel 0108-250. Taxpayers are Charles and Deborah Heinhorst, if that's how you pronounce their name. This is a lake parcel, and our assessors value came out at $863,986.
On that one, we do know that our assessor had
Had offered a
offered a
lower
lower
price.
price.
I was gonna recommend going with what she had offered.
Me too, that's what
Why did it didn't?
why they didn't tell us, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I didn't understand that.
yeah.
She would never give it out. But what you come up with, expert?
I wrote down that she said 845, 565, that they were thinking about offering them, but the negotiations fell apart, and so they came back up to the 863. I was kind of favoring, if you're gonna offer them that one time, I'd offer it to them that.
I'm with you,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Just to repeat, 845.
45, 560.
I didn't ever hear that, see you.
She said it one time,
Did she?
and she didn't mention it anymore.
I
She
missed
did
it, I missed
she
it.
did flip it out one time.
Okay,
And my first thought was, why do
Let
you
you
just
go.
do that? In a way.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
all right. All right, let's go with, that's one,
Okay,
that's what I would like to.
make a motion to 845, 565 for that parcel.
Second.
Proper second, and we will offer the 865,
845, 565.
okay, for that passage. Are there any questions? Discussion, all in favor, known by you sign aye.
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 Motion,
Thank you, board members. I will convey these decisions to Ms. Mason and the tax department first thing in the morning.
thank you. This is conclude the meeting for equalization at this time. Now we'll go back into our board meeting for could I have a motion? Don't need a motion. We're going back into regular session and I'll have a motion to adjourn. Do we need a closed session? Okay.
No, I don't have anything.
Okay, could I have a motion then that we adjourn?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Second, we adjourn. All in favor, let it be known by you saying aye.
Aye.
That motion is carried. Thank y'all.
Have a good evening.
But you know what? I'm so glad you